If you're at an age where you're starting to feel stiff in your body on a daily basis, you've got pain in your knees, in your hips, in your spine, your shoulders, it is a sign to start moving. We really have the power to feel better in our bodies just by doing a little bit of movement every day. And today's class is just for you. All you'll need is a flat surface, free of obstructions, some clothing that allows freedom of movement. I'm gonna work out in bare feet because I always do, and you yourself. We'll start just standing in a normal position, making a conscious effort to connect with the feet to the earth. Notice the connection of the feet, and maybe just start moving the weight around in a circle around the foot. This really helps us connect. And then go the other way. Arms can just be loose. This is going to be a pretty fluid class. And then from here, we'll start to roll backwards and forwards on the ball of the foot into the heel. So going through the motion of the feet, coming up onto the balls of the foot, coming back on the heels, making a connection with the earth, with the feet, noticing how the rest of the body feels. And then come to rest and bringing your awareness to your toes, lifting up all the toes and then placing them down, lifting and down, lifting and down. And then can you lift up just the big toes and then place the big toes down and lift the rest of the toes up, alternating between the big toes and all the toes. You might not be able to do this. Often we lose connection with our toes and our toes become codependent. Wonderful. And now placing all the weight into the right leg. We'll lift this left leg off the floor and do 5 ankle circles in one direction. You can hold on to something if you need assistance with balance, and then 5 the other way. Wonderful. Other foot. Bringing all the weight into this left foot. Zipping up. Activating through the midline helps with your balance. And then back the other way. Wonderful. Bring the foot down, or bring the legs together, zipping up. Bend into the knees and just start to do these little knee circles, 5 in one direction and then 5 the other way. Then grounding down into the right foot, we'll step forward with the left, bring the right knee up, then we step down and back, and the right leg comes behind, excuse me, stepping forward. So this is moving through motion in the hip, it's extending the hip back, this is flexing it forward. Couple more, get into a little bit of a groove here. And then the other way. So this time we'll be stepping forward with this foot and then coming up with the left leg, and then the left leg comes behind, 5 of these, bringing the knee up. Just an easy movement, waking up that hip joint. I think one more. Then come to stand. We'll start to do some hip circles in one direction. Moving through a circle and then go the other way. And then we'll do a figure 8. So imagine you're drawing a figure 8 from above with your hip coming forward. Imagine you're doing a bit of a dance. And then we're going to do the other direction, reversing it. May it feel a bit weird. Feels good. Now grounding all the feet, all the weight into the right foot again, using a chair if necessary, bringing this left knee up, and we're circling the hip joint. So imagine the femur bone is stirring inside the pelvic girdle, because the head of the femur bone is here. Then go the other way. Excellent. Other side. Getting the stable base. Bringing this right knee up. Moving around in a circle. Might feel different on this side. And then go back the other way. Great. And then start to move the spine in a rotational movement, shifting the weight side to side. Allow the arms to be free, but imagine that your spine is actually twisting. That's the movement we want. And then moving up to the shoulders, starting to just move one back and then the other. Feels so good. And then we'll go the other way, coming forward like maybe you're an Olympic swimmer. And then double arm pulse, one arm up, the other arm down, palm facing back, this one forward, two to the back, and then switch. Imagine that the back body is moving the arms. Then bring the feet a little bit wider and we'll scoop around with one arm and then over to the other side. Feeling the movement coming from the shoulder. Feels nice. And then from here, look over the right shoulder. See how far you can get round. Bring the arms up and cross the forearms like this and move them the opposite direction 5 times. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, and now look over that shoulder and see if there's any difference. We'll go the other way, looking over the left shoulder. Arms come up and then moving the arms 5 times in this opposite direction. And release down and look over, see if you get a little bit more space. Bringing the chin down to the chest and rolling around in a circle. 5 times in one direction, just being mindful of how it feels in the neck. You can do half circles if you don't want to put your head all the way back. And then go the other way. A lot of snap, crackle and pop going on in my neck. And then looking over each shoulder. And bringing the chin to the chest and then up. 5 times. Then coming back to the arms, shake them out a little bit. Bring the arms down and start to rotate the wrist. So you're keeping this arm straight here and the movement is coming from the forearm, rotating the hands at the wrist. And then some wrist circles in one direction, 5. And then the other. Then opening and closing the fingers. This is actually, can get really tiring very quickly. And from here, open the palms fully, fold in the little finger, the ring finger, middle finger, forefinger and thumb, and then reverse it. So do this a few times. See how it feels. And then we'll do the other way. So the thumb comes in first, then the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, and reverse the other way. This feels completely different. It's good to work our brains. Excellent, shake it out. One more full body stretch here, maybe interlacing the fingers, inside out, stretching up. Full body stretch, feels so good. And that is your daily mobility. Do that every day. You can, once you've done it a few times, you'll probably remember it. Do it while you're watching TV instead of sitting down, and see what a difference it makes to you and how you feel in your body after just maybe 1 week. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you again soon.